From a little acorn to a mighty oak, historical development and transformation of Aberdeen Media Resource Center to Department of School Library and Media Technology, University of Ibadan, Nigeria. Many great things have little beginnings. Today we celebrate this department that is the backbone of functional education in Nigeria, the Department of School Library and Media Technology in the University of Ibadan. But not many people know that this started from a humble center, the Aberdeen Media Resource Center.
This department actually started as a media resource center, Aberdeen Media Resource Center, which evolved after the International Association of School Librarianship Conference in 1974. At that conference, it was decided that there should be a reading center or a form of library that can make provision for resources and facilities for children and young adults. And then it was decided that this center should come up.
Mama wanted to use that library as a stepping stone for the children, so that they're able to learn how to make use of library and to make use of books.
The year was 1965, and a revered Professor Folashade Adetoun Ogunsheye first mooted the idea of a school library in a project presented to Franklin Publications, who then was in Nigeria investigating the problems of children's books and libraries.
The Department of Library Studies wanted to start a library service for children on campus. And the name approved for it is Aberdeen Media Resource Center. They need somebody who has a teacher education background and who is experienced in working with children. And they found me a suitable person. So I was invited by the then head of the department, Professor Adetoun Ogunsheye, to work with him on that, with her on that project. And I obliged because I've been in education most of my life.
The idea arose out of difficulty experienced in training 11 school librarians in the absence of a reasonable example to demonstrate what a school library is and how it should be organized.
I set up the libraries program. I trained staff to supervise students. I set up a program which now has become one of the programs of libraries, and that program involves really a study of how space has affected geographical location of cities and so on.
It's unfortunate that in Nigeria and in most part of Africa, libraries are not really taken, they are taken for granted. We don't think library is important for this category of students. Meanwhile, the primary school is the foundation of education, and whatever is happening, whatever is lacking in primary school will be difficult to amend when children go to secondary, to university.
The British Council keyed into the idea and donated £875 towards the project, provided there was a guarantee of local support. The University of Ibadan authorities accepted the donation and gave its commitment to this much needed service to the children in the community.
The Aberdeen Media Resource Center, which was the first name given to the department, started in 1974. But before that time, Professor Adetoun Ogunsheye was anxious to develop reading for children, or develop the reading skill of the African child or Nigerian child. And he knows that we cannot develop a skill without having a library, because reading is a habit. So that was why he sought the approval of the university to give her the abandoned junior staff health clinic, which was in Aberdeen, after the university has built a bigger one in Jaja. and she was obliged. Before this time too, he was working with the British Council officers, and they also share in our thought that reading must be developed in Africa. And so in fact, British Council gave the first set of books, which are British books, estimated to cost £800. And in fact, that was the incentive for the University of Ibadan to support the British Council donation and provide the physical infrastructure and also provide staff because she cannot do it alone.
An initial grant of £3,000 was provided to restructure the former Abadina dispensary to transform into the new center, an extension added in 1978 for the audiovisual unit.
As the center evolves, some other things were added onto it as far back as about maybe 5 years ago. The center was also part of the objectives that was also considered for the center to serve as a bibliographic center, a place where anybody that has anything to do with children literature can come to. A center where legal deposits as far as children literature and children and young adult literature can be kept for people to come and look at and interact with.
The center was officially opened on Monday, 30th June 1975. By then, Western State Honorable Commissioner for Education, Mr. M.A. Faturoti, on behalf of the Honorable Federal Commissioner for Education, Lieutenant Colonel A.A. Ali.
The Department of School Library and Media Technology was established in 1974 as Abadina Media Resource Center. It started its operation in January 1975. This center then was set up to cater for primary school pupils, secondary school students in the university community then. It was established as a resource center and a readers center where pupils, students could read and prepare for their exams. So it was reader services, research, and consultancy services.
Main objectives of the center from inception was to create a national and international research center for the development and management of learning resource materials at primary, secondary, and tertiary levels in both formal and non-formal educational sectors, and create for librarians, teacher librarians, school media specialists, educational technologists, teachers, government officials, illustrators of children's books, and others, and to engage in professional activity in relation to the production of books and other learning resources.
I set up the program for librarians because then we were taking foreign exams. We were taking Cambridge exams then. And then when I became head of department, I introduced programs to collect information and data about where libraries are, information and data about how it has affected development of our culture.
The location of this center was intentional and deliberate. Actually, it was to make facilitate the connection between the children of the elites and the children of the non-elites. So, and that's why the center is located here, to give access to children from and young adults from any class to come and consult with books and then read, make use of the library resources. And that is the major vision that and reason why this department, the center was established.
The Ibadan Media Resource Center has grown through the years with several creative life-impacting programs.
This place, this department, I can say without any reservation, made me who I am today. I was exposed to so many activities, and those activities are boosters for me. They are boosters for me, and I had my first international experience by mere encouragement from my supervisor. I had my first international network through the linkage between myself and this department. This department has a lot to give out to people. For me, personally, I've been able to acquire different skills that made me into who I am today. I've been able to acquire communication skills. I've been able to acquire skills that I can use with children so that children can become lifelong learners. I got to know about bibliotherapy from this department. And up to now, bibliotherapy happens to be a core area of my research. And of course, I have a research area in creativity and innovation in school libraries. And of course, information literacy, which is basis for everybody in this center.
The department has done a lot for us. Department are builders, so the alumni decided to come together to come and give back to the department. Recently, the department celebrated the 88th birthday of Professor Olachirochi. The alumni play a vital role in that celebration. And a lot of discussion are still ongoing by the alumni to also contribute and collaborate with the departments.
So for me, I would say that the department has actually impacted on this community, in the immediate community and the society at large, contributing its own quota to quality education and promoting reading literacy and reading culture, I must say.
Readers Services, which aims at acquiring and organizing books and non-book materials on all areas of knowledge. There's also the hobby groups and science clubs. Consultancy services to the public, as well as seminars and workshops and conferences.
We have involved deeply in the development of school library. And the children, we have been raising the reading culture of the children. The reading culture is one of the mandates of this department. And we see that actually from the work we have carried out, past research, we have seen that the reading culture of children is actually declining, the society as a whole. So we've done so many things to promote the awareness and how to develop the reading culture, especially the children and the secondary school students. There was a time we were even having a radio program. We call it Reading on Here at the FM station here. We bring students and the children from outside from the schools. We brought them here, we took them to the radio stations there. And the program was very, very successful. And we have actually participated in some programs in the World Book Days and the International School Library Month. All these programs, they are tailored towards improving the reading culture of the children. Schools were also brought here. And we have even actually had some workshops. We have workshops, we have seminars, and people have been invited. We have invited accomplished authors to come and talk to children so that through that they will be motivated to read, and at least if they have seen people that are well to do, they have made it in life, they can also be encouraged to read more.
research projects that brought out a number of publications, loan of learning resources to schools from nursery through primary to high school, production of instructional materials, coordination of school library program nationwide, and providing a headquarters.
Then we have diverse collections in the library, like fiction, non-fictions, reference materials, and digital resources. Then we also have study spaces for both young adults and the children. Then we also have some technologies like our computers, internet access, digital tools that we can use to teach the children how to be digital natives.
The University of Ibadan Senate granted autonomy to the center as a research and public service center for schools and children's librarians within the Faculty of Education in 1985. And in 2006, approval was given for the training of teacher librarians, media specialists, etc. in pre-primary, primary, and post-primary to the level of master, MPhil, and PhD.
The program is running 3 programs now at master degree level. We have the school library media studies as academic program. Then you still have school library reading literacy also as an academic program. Then we have one at a professional program, which is a master in media resource management. We also want to have more students in area of our MPhil, PhD, and PhD programs. We hope in the next years this will be achieved.
In 2014, the center's name was changed from Aberdeen Media Resource Center, AMRC, to Center for Educational Media Resource Studies to accommodate new degree awarding status. However, following the policy of the National Universities Commission (NUC) in 2018 that centers cannot award degrees, the center transformed into a full-fledged department with the name Department of School Library and Media Technology, Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan, Nigeria.
Well, in 1980, when we were about 5 years old, that's we have a conflict of decision, because if the director of the center is no longer, the foundation director is not there as a director, then there will be conflict. Professor S. Olaide gave the department, grant the department autonomy from the Department of Library and Library Studies. There used to be library studies there. And so with that one, we can plan a program. With that, we need cooperation, their cooperation, not approval. That helps us a lot.
The department has 2 units. One, the academic unit, which focuses on academic programs and other forms of training and capacity development. 2, the public service unit, with focus on provision of model school library facilities and resources, community outreach, training and capacity development in reading, culture, and literacy development, functional school libraries and media technology development, media resources management, bibliotherapy, etc.
The department has 2 major units. We have the model school library units and we have the academic units. And so we say that we have the public service units and the academic unit. The academic unit is in charge of the postgraduate program, while the public service units are model school library. And the model school library is involved in community service, outreaches, celebration of World Book Days, and then some other international related days. Then also to cater for the needs of the children during school sessions and even during holidays, and then to ensure that these children and young adults are properly engaged. And we have seen over the years the impact that this department, I mean the model school library of the department has impacted on the educational development of the children and young adults that has come around this place to make use of the facilities. In 2021, we tried to do a kind of survey to see how our students young adults that came to read here, how they fared in the JAMB exams and even in their senior secondary school exam. And we saw that at least we recorded at 98.2% of success. And that has been the projection over the years.
Looking to the future, the department plans to develop a program for the certification of school librarians with government approval. The department is focusing on training personnel for school libraries in primary school, in secondary school, though unfortunately we don't really have libraries in many of our schools in Nigeria, especially in public primary and secondary schools in this country. And the department is making efforts at advocating for establishment of school libraries in primary schools and in secondary schools, so that the quality of education of our learners will be enhanced, and then the productivity will be better, because when we have children that are exposed to library at that impressionable age of primary school, then by the time they are growing up, they grow up with the habit of reading.
We are willing to train school library media specialists, and we also go on consultancy about school library, about reading, and it is our vision to become a center of excellence through establishment, organization of school library. And we do this vis-a-vis training of school library media specialists.
Development of National Bibliographic Center for Children and Young Adults.
We train children on how to read, reading habits, reading literacies, and we use some of our multimedia tools to train them. And there are some things now in the reading aspect that are just coming out, like a bibliotherapy, whereby you can use book to hear. There's another one where we call cinema therapy, whereby you can use cinema to heal too.
We have sections within the library. Technical unit, reading areas, and so on. But in the first place, Saturdays to assist the children. After schooling, during the week, they will come to borrow books. So we now the center decide to assist them, so that inculcate another program, which is, we call it Story Hour Program, 7 to 11 in the morning. After a little bit of reading, we tell them stories. We ask questions, and at the end of the day, we make them to believe that reading is so much important. Books are important, and then the more you read, the more you become enlightened about books.
Growing up in the 80s, as a child, I was born and raised in the Den Center. I had quite a lot of, memorable and wonderful experiences. A lot of engaging activities, singing, reading programs, story hour, cultural dance, anything, just name it. It was actually a beehive of activities. Children and pupils, young adults were coming from schools, for different activities in the Den, center.
That's why this department is unique, and you can see some of our books that we have here are very unique books. The books that caters for children like age 7, 8 in the nursery and primary school. The one that caters for the one in the student in secondary schools.
Driving the department to become Center of Excellence for Children and Young Adults all-round development. Establishing a research hub to cater for reading and information needs of children and young adults. To develop into a national resource production center that will be self-supporting, self-sustaining, and producing relevant learning materials for Nigerian schools.
School librarianship is a specialty in library information, in librarianship, just like, medicine, you have different specialties. So also in librarianship, we have different specialties, and school library is a specialty. So it will interest you that other school libraries, they will mention school librarianship. You will run short programs, but we go into it fully, and we specialize in all these aspects, inculcating reading culture, using multimedia to bring for pupils and students in the library. And all this, we make our young ones to grow up as a learned people, not people that are reading just to pass exams. There are different areas of reading. Reading for pleasure. And so we have reading preferences. So we want to bring up a new generation wherein they will read for pleasure, for academics, and for various aspects of human life. As you know, when you go to the library, all your information needs will be met.
With this great journey so far and the glorious vision ahead, there are many more miles to go, many challenges yet to conquer, and greater heights yet to achieve.
Well, the department has challenges because, or as we know, like I said, the department has evolved over the years, but it has not been all that easy, especially at this point where the funding on education continues to decline year in, year out. But despite the challenges, we have been able to find our way around it and still ensure that the quality of service that we deliver and the facilities that we offer to our users, when I mention users, I am referring to children and young adults, and possibly the researchers that come into this place to make use of our facilities. We have been managing it not to affect our service, even though we know that it could be better in terms of personnel, in terms of some modern resources that is required for the model school library to function effectively.
What's our focus now is getting libraries into schools, and getting libraries to schools and also communities, because in developed country you have the community libraries where children can walk to. In our place it may be difficult to have it now, but we can have it in school where the children go to and acquire that habit or skill.
Hope of glory. The Department of School, Library and Media Technology, DSLMT, of the Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan, Nigeria, is a research and public service unit for schools and children's libraries. The head of the department is of professorial status, leading a team of seasoned lecturers, research fellows, academic librarians, and other supporting staff. The department is at present wholly funded by the University of Ibadan. With your support, we can soar and fly higher. No doubt, this department will revolutionize education in Nigeria. Expect laurels.